welcome, people. We're here at the M1 Concourse for the live viewing party of the 24-hour Le Mans. And as you can see, we have two sims set up. You can watch this live. People coming on here, you can watch the times. You can see them will be posted and everything on there. So as you can see, this gentleman's going right now, making an attempt at it. It's not as easy as it looks. So follow along. You're going to see a lot of cool stuff in there. We got some special people that might be jumping on these sims later. So keep watching. More great stuff to come.
How are you liking this so far?
This is awesome. I mean, this is great. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens the race is on. You can hear it in the background. I mean, they're big, massive things that came from the ceiling. They got smaller ones that are showing some like old stuff. They got some sim racing stuff going on from somewhere. Not quite sure where that's at. So, but this is going on right now. And this guy's trying to get the hang of it. He's getting there. Like I said, it's not easy at all. He's getting there. So we'll figure it out. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult.
So William, you tried it earlier. What did you think?
It's not easy. This is one of those things that it's going to take a lot of just repetitiveness and just working at it. It's like getting in a real race car. You got to start slow and just build up. You'll get there, but you just got to be patient with it, get things figured out. But see, the funny thing is, you'll learn that track and get all right. Then you go to a completely different track and start all over.
So you gonna put a hot lap down? You gonna enter the challenge?
I'm gonna enter, but I'll be last. These guys operate this thing, just do this constantly. I don't do this constantly. Like I said, if I hit one of these in my house, that's all I'd be doing all day. I'd get nothing done.
So William, you're gonna be live streaming some stuff as well. Where can we find your information?
Just go out, LinkedIn, YouTube, all that. Just look up at Garage 65. Now it's the word 60, number 5. So Garage 65. Just do at that and you'll find me everywhere. Definitely keep track. This is going to get interesting. Like you said, we got some cool people potentially getting in these seats. So stay tuned.
Buddy, here we are. Welcome, David Middleton from MIE Racing.
Hey, my name is David Middleton. I'm the CEO and founder of My Racing, and today I'm working in conjunction with the ACO because I am an ACO member, and what we're doing is we're having a sim event combined with the M1 Concourse to bring Le Mans to the fans. So we've got a great viewing party, we've got things around here, we have slot cars, but we also, behind us, as you see, we have 2 simulators, and on this side we're doing practice, and on this side we're doing a hot lap competition where we're giving away some prizes from the ACO and from Tazio. But it's just a fun overall experience to bring you closer to Le Mans, and that's what the ACO does. We try our best to bring Le Mans to the fans, whether through experiences, whether through being there in person, and hopefully you guys will enjoy our little sim competition. Thank you.
And sign up to become a member of ACO USA.
That's right.
And you know what you're doing.
I'm gonna go do a hot lap. Why not?
Okay. Running through your head, all the different scenarios that could be. That's what makes you nervous. When you're out there doing your thing, you're okay. Once you're out there, I won't say put your visor down, just drive your visors up in a sports car. But yeah, when you've got a bit between the teeth,
Hi, how are you?
you're comfortable.
Did you sign up for the hot lap?
I'm going to. Thank you.
You just scan the QR code on the screens and enter, whether you race or not, you enter into a competition to win.
Ceremony of it all. It's an emotional moment. I'd really like to absorb all of that as the non-starter driver. I chose to be the non-starter driver to enjoy it. And yeah, it's a great show.
Right?
It feels like the huge event that it is. And
We're going Cadillac.
you actually get to enjoy it. But once the race starts, then you're the bag of nerves that the starting driver is at this moment.
So I'm going to predict a 3:36.
5, please.
He's 3:36.
I can do better. I know I can do better because I did it. It's on my live stream. It's on my YouTube. We did the time trials. We know this car can do it. It's not as fast as the Toyota though.
The reason it happens here at Le Mans, which is a small provincial city a couple of hours to the southwest of France, is that It was France's second city and its biggest industrial city a century and a half ago. The is now in the top six.
Yeah, Sebastian Buemi, of course, he's coming up behind Toyota. And there's the number 7 Toyota further back, so coming to the second chicane.
Last, Nick de Vries is still last in Hypercar behind Minnesota, behind both Cameron, behind both Virgin. You're not going to survive 24 minutes, never mind 24 laps with the radios and leaking water, so they're on the back foot to start with. Let's hear for the number 81, let's hear for the
So that's energy behind there. So a little bit of lift and coast into the chicanes, to attack it too hard. Save energy through Porsche. And we jump to the fence.
All right.
What's he driving?
So he's just doing some practice laps.
You want to talk about it? There's your mark.
So we got Chris over here who's going to do the hot lap challenge a little bit later, and right now he's just doing some practice laps on the 2024 Toyota number 7, getting his eye in.
So how is the practice rig different than the competition rig?
The rig is exactly the same, but what we have on the practice rig, we have the racing line on and we have no damage, just so people kind of get used to it, get their eye in and get some practice in. But when you jump on the competition rig, it's going to be 50% damage, and you've only got 3 laps to do it.
So if you're watching her, I have beaten David by a significant amount. The Cadillac is not happy today. We're going to try again. Got to beat the BMW with the Cadillac. Projected time, the Caddy, 3:34. Probably not on this rig. My rig for sure. But I gotta beat you. I beat you yesterday in practice.
Yes.
We're gonna do it today.
That was
We don't
yesterday.
count. We're disqualified from winning the prize. 100%. William's gonna talk to us about the prize. What do we got? What you got? Bring it over. Show,
All right.
show the world.
I am not a paid spokesman for Diet Mountain Dew or Mountain Dew Self, but
He loves it.
I just live on this stuff. So, anyways, grand prize, we have a selection. So you get to pick one of the items, and we're going to throw it in a hat too. Is from the Nuvolari collection. So if you go to nuvolari-collection.com, you can see what Andre has put together. It's in partnership with the Tazio Nuvolari Museum over there in Italy. Yeah, and also with Tazio Magazine. As you can see, hold this up. If you haven't gotten Tazio Magazine yet, I highly recommend picking yourself up and getting a subscription. Outstanding magazine, very race heavy oriented, which is outstanding. Dirk puts this out, the publisher of it. Awesome stuff. Look up Tazio Magazine, get it. But anyway, this right here is kind of just a brief synopsis of the items that are coming that, thanks U.S. Customs, haven't gotten here yet. So, but as you can see, my brilliant wife put this together so people can check out the items. But we got t-shirts, there's some jackets and stuff like that. So the winner can pick one of these items for their prize, and the hat that you can see right here. So we're gonna throw those in and get it. So if that's not motivation, I don't know what it is. So, because this stuff is top of the line, brilliant stuff. It's very well made. It's awesome. And it's also giving tribute to Mr. Nuvolari, the man, the legend himself. So,
Are you gonna give a history lesson? What's the big deal about this Nuvolari guy? He's ancient.
well,
My dad used to always say, "What do you think you are, Nuvolari?"
well, here's the thing. Is all you guys should understand is we're racing oriented from the began, and what they used to do back in the day. These guys, and I guess you want to say, forgive me for not being PC in this day and age, but no power steering and whatnot. What those guys did was unbelievable. Skinny tires, and just these guys were amazing. You want to talk about car control? That's why I would like to say is Nuvolari, Fangio, and stuff. In my mind, greatest of all time. Yeah, you got your new guys, Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton, that stuff. I get it. But they didn't have all these nanny aids and everything like that in these cars. It was just the gas pedal, the brake, their ass, and their mind, and their hand. So, that's it. Because one, you had to get your car to the finish line to even, you got to finish first and finish first. You know what I mean? So anyways, what these guys could do racing these cars back in the day was just unbelievable. If you don't know the history of auto racing, I highly recommend you dig into it, because not just starting in the 20s and 30s, but all the way up through the 60s and 70s, what those guys were able to do, what they did with what they had, unbelievable. I mean, it's just brilliant stuff. But these guys are my heroes.
Well, and don't forget, as our colleague, Professor Summers, the motoring historian, likes to
Yes.
remind us, Tazio was a full send kind of guy.
Yes.
Always on the edge.
Yeah, he got. I mean, if you look at some of the history and that go behind, how he raced and just other people describing it, he would scare the living bejesus out of people if they rode with him and how he drove compared to how they drove, because they could understand how this guy was 2, 3, 5, 10 to 15 seconds quicker a lap than they were. They would go for a ride or try and follow him in a car, and they couldn't, because he would just chuck this car in the corner and go. They couldn't believe how he was doing this. But also was the fact that he was getting the car to the finish, because these things were fragile back in the day. They're not what they built today, these tanks, carbon fiber and everything like that. This was just some metal, wood, everything like that. So,
Now, John would tell us that he had a little bit of a death wish.
yes. Well,
That's a 15-minute conversation.
yeah, that personal side of stuff, with what tragedy he had in his life, he really didn't give two shits. Part of my friendship outliving, because he didn't care. Because tragedy followed him everywhere he went, and it just, he says, what's the point? So, kind of like he had the death wish, and that's how he drove. So maybe that was a factor that helped him in the burst of what he couldn't, just what he could achieve, because he just didn't care. Other people, hey, I got something to live, I got a wife, I got kids. Yeah, his kids died, everything like that, so it's just like he didn't care. So that could have been part of it, who knows, but that guy's a legend. Definitely check out the website for what they got going on. They've got some great stuff, and it's awesome to see. Definitely check out the magazine too. So, like old school, next you're reading something in your hand instead of on your tablet.
This thing's thick, half an inch.
Those things are great. Yeah, fantastic stuff. So you got a nice display over there set up. So check it out here. You can do it. I'll hold it steady. Scan the QR code. There you go. I don't know if that'll work, but hey, give it a shot.
All right, William. Well, you'll be back in a little bit. Tell us maybe about exotic car marketplace, some other things you got on your mind, whatever. But you'll be popping in and out all day, right?
Because we, not only myself, but this guy too with me, helping me. We got a lot of cool stuff this summer coming up. So back shortly, I'll tell you some more about that. So stay tuned. Sims are running.
Yeah.
Got some more people coming on.
That's right. Chris is going to be finishing up his practice session soon enough, and he'll be on the competition rig.
This is practice rig, competition rig. So you just get yourself broken in. You're good. You got plenty of time.
Yes,
this guy right
absolutely.
here. Thanks, William.
I did say that multi-car teams may well short stop one of their cars.
So the one thing, he's like a friend of a friend. Simulator the race. You're a racing and driving a real car. You are abrupt in the steering wheel. It is abrupt and right back at you. So there's very little slack in the steering wheel. You wouldn't do that to track.
You're on. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Tim McGrain. I'm the service and CEO of M1 Concourse, located here on historic Woodward Avenue in Pontiac, Michigan. We're a motorsports and entertainment venue, 87 acres, a mile and a half, high-performance driving track. Sorry about that.
Keep going.
So today we have our Le Mans viewing party. It's an official ACO USA event, so we have direct feed from the LaSalle circuit, no commercial interruptions. We're doing a start till dark, so we watch the pre-race ceremonies, the start, and we've got 22 hours and so many minutes still to go. M1 does a number of events during the course of the year. Major events are the Dream Show that we do the third weekend in October during Dream Cruise Week, and our American Speed Festival the first weekend in October. And during the course of the year, we have a number of other events from April to October. We do Cars and Coffee. Average is about 1,500 cars, and lots of other events. So go to m1concourse.com for all the activities that happen at M1 Concourse. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Did that work out?
Yeah, that was great. here for a second. This young lady just got off the sim. First time ever. Like, what did you think? Just tell the world. What did you
It was
think?
fun. It was kind of overwhelming in that you think about how a real driver on a real track would have so many inputs coming at them that they have to react to correctly, and know all these things in advance. It was very interesting.
Did you like? You had fun?
I enjoyed it.
All right, good. See, that's what's important. Now he's gonna give it a go. So we'll see how it goes. Out of 7 in the back.
Win it or bin it?
It's always that. It's always 37.
$338, what, 0 what?
338, 013 in the Peugeot with no arrow. It can go faster than
There's
that.
arrow.
I had a 37 on the board. I lost it in the last turn because the last turn's a pain in the butt. And that car with no arrow does not want to turn. But otherwise awesome. Otherwise awesome. And I've got you by right now 2/10.
No, a little more.
Little more?
Like 1 second.
But lap times were consistent. I was within a 10th every lap.
Okay.
Lap over lap over lap. But I was really hunting, trying to refine the car. Again, the two rigs are just slightly different enough. Yeah, the braking. I like the steering feedback on this one. I like the braking feedback on this one. It's like, if we could just swap the rig pieces, it'd be okay. Oh, goodness. We'll be back. We got more competitors lined up. I gotta take a break. My shoulder is absolutely killing me. David has just threatened my lap time. He's gonna do the Porsche. Because he's a Porsche fanboy. There's nothing wrong with that. So am I. He claims he can beat the Peugeot.
I didn't
the
say
Porsche.
that. I said, I'm going to jump in the Porsche.
I'm gonna let you know a little secret. The 963 tends to understeer quite a bit. So you're gonna have a hard time with that.
Just going to turn in early.
I'm gonna punch you in the shoulder like 50 times too. There you go. David Lowe, president of ACO USA. Tell us about what's going on today. Tell us about this.
This is the first time, our first annual ACO USA watch party. We've got, we're here at M1 Concourse. We've got an incredible facility, wall-to-wall displays for the live feed from the track. So no need to travel transatlantic. We've got it all right here. We've got the live feed. We've got the legends, Rick Newt, Angie Robertson, right?
Andrea Robertson.
Andrea Robinson's here with her GT40. We've got simulators back here for you to try your hand and see if you can keep up with Sebastian on the track.
You gonna turn a lap?
I'll turn a lap. Thank you. Is that all right?
Yeah. It's live. It doesn't talk. Hear it in your ear? No. Unless you need the assistance, raise your hand. He's doing it. 911. He's running the Iron Dames GT3 911. First time on a sim. First time on LMU. Everybody does the same thing.
We said that the money was already on stage when we pulled down the rain, sort of came in, we assumed
So William, you want to know what's You want to know where we're at? We got the official leaderboard. Disqualified times between me and David right now. But granted, we have hundreds of hours of this. I've got him by almost 2 seconds. He's not happy, but it's okay.
He had 238 or something.
He was at 339. I was at a 337 and I messed up the last turn, so I'm at a 338.0. No, great. He's coming back. He's gonna fix because in practice, Dave was at 356. So he's got more time on the board. So he said he's gonna come back. He's gonna try. Cadillac, Toyota, Porsche, right? Peugeot technically number one.
As you can see, it's not as easy as you think it might be.
And the real drivers are turning 3 minute 24, 25-ish.
Yeah,
Absolutely nuts.
it tells you how difficult this is.
Now, granted, those are qualifying times. Qualifying is always faster. Race lap times, they're in the 3:30s.
That car's a lot heavier.
Yeah, well, they also get heavy, more fuel, and they want to make it last. You don't win Le Mans on the first lap or in the first hour.
That's what you're supposed to think. Formula One common sense you're supposed to have.
Formula One, you win in the first lap.
Yeah, first turn. First turn. Checkered flags right there.
Turn one chaos.
But it always is.
Because they're heading into that yellow zone. Let's see if we can get like the circuit.
Oh, Steve, 100%.
Into the yellow rubber better there than behind him on Concourse did, but there's nothing apparent as to why.
I think one of the big things about doing a sim is remembering to fight back.
Here's my big problem with it. I'm a big seat of the pants person driving. I feel all in my ass, so you can feel everything going. Obviously, if you had a sim that was about
So that was a little over the guy that's gone through that corner. They've now been removed as well.
they have that, but you know, it's a hard time. It's feeling the seat of your pants a little.
Well, and you know, David's got a big debate about this, about full motion, because these are motion rigs, but we have it disabled because we don't want to make anybody sick. And that's the one thing, right? But if you get into some of those really expensive rigs with the gyros, the thing is, it's a fine tuning of the movement, because sometimes they move way too much. The car doesn't move a foot in the air. If you're a foot in the air, you're flipping over. You know, the wind's going to catch it. So to me, I hate full motion rigs. I just don't do it. Now, what I do like is like a nice butt kicker, is a proper, to give you the feeling of, you know, the suspension moving.
That's why you need a little bit of the air, like it's air. Something, you know,
Or you get the lips, get the lips.
That's the same as the other classes, because in a minute GT3, in a minute the lead was on the section. I was leading going into all this class,
No, I haven't.
You got a mechanical engineer? Where you go to?
Osama in the pit garage. Bruno, there is a lot.
All right, David. We gotta get your impression.
The launch of the new A290, sorry. So competition, also road cars.
I'm not as good a driver as I thought I would. You can see, okay? I'm not even going to pretend about it. You know, I'm a SUV kind of guy, you know? I got no business in the car.
It humbles you quickly.
Yeah, it's harder than it looks, right? He's gonna tell us how it was. What do you think?
The ACO
It was great. It was great. That's quite
What I want to do now is go to a couple of
moving you back and forth.
First of all, I have to bring up gentleman Rick, longtime friend of ours, and we're going to have a quick chat. And then we're going to bring up something special as well. So Rick, come up and join us now.
I will try to prevent myself from talking
I'm
to
gonna
myself
put you
like
there.
that, or else I know that for the next month I'm just gonna have a, shaking me and just like, we get one.
Yeah. So it's really new. It's only a couple weeks old. So they're going to continue to make improvements. They have already said by the end of summer that all the cars from 2024.
First of all, let me
the production
do a
is
disclaimer.
Okay.
Nobody in the interview world is going to lose their job because I'm doing an interview.
So yeah, I mean, we're
It's not one of my
based on top
skills.
of R Factor 2. So it's a great engine.
Rick, we've known each other a long time.
That's great.
And let me tell you how Rick and I first got to meet. At that
We were talking
time,
about that, whether they're
I was executive director of the Classic Car Museum in Northern
so we'll
California,
see. It's up to
Blackpool
397
Museum.
Studios.
And Rick was working on a documentary project, Racing Through the Forest, which was about the legendary races between 1950 and 1956 that happened through the Pebble Beach Forest.
The difficulty is that the more you
Unfortunately, due to
play
a
with it, the more
tragedy that
and it's
happened
difficulty and
in
at the same time it's
56,
just
the races no longer happen in Pebble Beach.
you start to learn about
And
how
that
the
became
fight's going to react.
the reason that the Laguna Seca Raceway was built and the legendary Laguna Seca Raceway exists
It's not
over
something
after
the more I
1957.
try it,
The
the more I
1950 through
understand
1956.
that I can fight the
Sports car racing on the West Coast, all throughout the US, but certainly on the West Coast was very predominant. There was actually one gentleman
There's still a way to get some.
at the time, very young in his driving career, who had acquired his first Ferrari and
you're
had
going to
driven
have
it
a more
at Pebble
responsive
Beach
feeling. You're going to
to a
really
victory.
be able to feel under
When we
braking
named
what you're
these
doing.
three halls that you're in, these three rooms, are named after three very famous American road racing drivers. To my right,
I like it. I mean,
We
it's
tried
is-
really hard to calibrate.
We
It's
tried,
named after
but you know, we're at the
the
mercy of
Donick
hardware,
Den,
but there's hardware out
the
there.
Gurney Garage, and the Phil Hill Hall. And the Phil Hill Hall is named
All right, so I'm
after
gonna
Phil
shock,
Hill,
I'm gonna shock him. How
who
much
was
do you think this
America's
software
first Formula One world champion and to date
Take
the
a
only
wild guess.
natural
Maybe
born
as a game
American
or-
to
Yeah,
win
yeah,
the
it's
Formula
good. What
One
do you
world
think it costs
championship.
to buy the software?
Mario Andretti didn't start off in America. Phil Hill was actually also a three-time winner
69?
on 24 hours.
32,
Just happened to be co-driving all three times with
So
the same
it's-
gentleman that
it's
they put
budget
each other
focused.
behind.
Yes.
right?
They
That's a
drove
great
in
price.
Ferraris. But Phil's first success in a Ferrari
New game.
was in a
You're going
1952
$30 really?
Vignali Hornet Ferrari that he drove at Pebble Beach
No, that's great.
with victory.
That's really
And Rick put together this documentary. And Rick, why don't you tell us just a little bit about it? That's how we met, and then we'll get into Le Mans and your days.
Have you seen the little 3D printed stuff that we get?
Yes. I'm getting too old for that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you need a proper rig. You need a proper rig if you go into it.
And that's what David specializes in. And also sitting down and consulting, saying, do you want to build a rig? What's your budget? And let's work backwards from that, right? Because that takes you to different categories of funding.
Yeah, it's not just a question of budget, it's also a question of space.
Yes, so I had
I mean,
that,
that's not small.
no, but I had that problem. And so what I ended up doing was, I bought a place.
was in the last
And I
race of
modified it, so I have the
17
smallest cockpit I can get.
And he was
And
also
my
at the
feet go
inaugural
under my
race,
desk.
November of
Okay.
It's assisted
1957, I
low,
was gonna say.
and then what I ended up doing was I fabricated
So,
my own mounts for my shifter, my handbrake, because I do
15
rally.
years ago,
And I have a 3-pedal
I got
box,
the
but I stayed in
Evo,
a single ecosystem. So
not
he and I
from
could be
the
out for
library,
6
he
months
was-
to try to
Yeah.
figure out what
He
would
was
work
sitting
and
in
how to
the
engineer it.
kitchen
And I do not regret it at
when I
all.
was
And so I
growing
went to
up,
Lowe's
all
system,
the bells
which is what
and
Jim
bells
Broadbent
were
uses, and a bunch of
wrapping
other guys, and I love it. And the price point is good.
And I went
But
to
the
the
place is what
painstaking
really started is, what's the
get
smallest
on a
rig I can get?
VHF because
And
I
mine is
lived
actually
in
the
Greece.
collapsible one, so when you put it away,
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can get. They also have,
My life
you can
was done.
almost imagine. like
So what
these,
happened was several years ago, I wanted to bring back the trifecta was
you can
lots of
sit the rig
time.
on, and you can pull that.
We got thrown
So I sold a couple of
on
those
the
to
street
people.
race
I do.
there.
There are things that I do suggest, but if you're really limited in space, you
My
can get into it.
tribute corporation to the
It's
floor.
choices to make.
So,
So,
And
and
I'm
probably
not
my wife is convinced as well. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I understand that road
We did one of their
yeah, I mean, that's,
showings at the Black Hawk Museum.
I mean, the pedals,
Ended up going to the Smithsonian. It had some
waves
stumbling
really
there
reacting
through
to whatever
technology,
is
DVDs
real-time
and believe it or not.
And a lot of that's like, you have your own different bushings, different spring rates, you change the urethane out.
But
Like, I
I'm
have to
awfully
do it,
proud of
we
it, and
were talking about the other night, so I have to
that's
service
how
my
Tim and I
pedals.
started.
So I'm in there
wonderful
doing like a lube
friendship,
job on the
and
pedal box, you know, because I don't want it to
went on to
squeak.
do some other things that
How about the clutch? How is it,
passing
is
the
it easy?
baton to,
So mine is
what we're
great.
doing in road
Mine is like a
racing.
dual pivot system with a small spring, so it feels like a.
Okay, so if you have the chance, it is out there, you can stream it, racing through the forest.
Nice clip. My
It-
clutch is
It's
very
well worth
good.
it, if you look at historical parts of sports car racing in North America. So let's talk about Le Mans. First of all,
And if you
how
ever
did
see
the
any of my
ride
live
come
streams,
about?
and I'm
And
doing
then just give us the
it's like
overview
watching
of the
a roller,
experience
jumping on
from
the pedals,
first getting
heel
there
towing, and I'm shifting and left foot braking.
surviving 24 hours.
Right, okay, short story. Dad misses racing, the kids are through college, he starts a
But it teaches you
vintage
car
car
control
race.
straight
We
up.
didn't do it
But
in
you're
a
very, very active.
rather
Like
humble
this, and get on
car,
the
we
whole
got
side.
right in with McLaren
You
Can-Am
get a
cars.
sandwich and then come back.
Well, the thing is, you're trying to look as far as possible, and the big sword is just where, okay,
So
you're
my
just
very
trying to,
first,
so you calibrate yourself, to just know that when it starts from here, then you know that it's gonna be.
Yeah, you're looking for other physical markers. So with this, because I don't know, we don't exactly know what the hardware is that put, so from a GPU perspective,
My first
We were
time
talking
on
yesterday,
a racetrack, I was 21 years old,
you're like, okay, from this
in
marker, it's this
1975,
one, you know,
McLaren
Mississippi
car.
to the
I
cable.
talked to a few people.
So on mine,
I
my
went to
system
Bob Bondurant
brand
School
new.
in
Refreshed
1976.
it, and it's
Asked
super.
the guy after a
It's
5-day
really nice.
course,
So again,
what do you
you
think?
get in which, you get out what you put in.
Of course.
Again,
Don't expect the Rolls Royce if you're paying cheap money.
Class of 20, I did well. So, short story, I won a championship on a regional level,
No, that's great.
And
It's
the
just,
next day, and it was in an Alfa
I
Romeo
would have to
P
stop for training, I
sedan.
guess, or else
I
I'm
was
just
a
gonna start,
champion.
looking on Facebook
And the
Marketplace.
next year, I went pro with Steve Earle, Bob Aiken.
Hunting is,
We went to the
is
Rolex
hunting is
24 hour, I was
much more
24
fun to
years
catch,
old,
but still, I mean,
6 overall.
after hunting, is, after some
becomes
time,
a
you just
downhill
really
spiral.
don't want to get there, so.
The other one, we go with the Rolex 24.
Well, thanks for doing it.
Thank you very much for
No,
your
well done,
advices.
well done.
I really will. I'm sure that other people are
To the
going to
Mo 1, Sebring, pistol.
It's only us two.
Now I'm 4.
And we have our own battle going on.
College, and I'm
I'll
in
get you
the
2
World
seconds.
Endurance Championship.
He's just gonna listen.
And I'm not full of myself.
Mine too, so
Sometimes the right place, the right time.
So I
I
coach.
prove to myself that
So
maybe
I drive like it isn't real life.
the concentration,
So that's
the
what I'm
smoothness,
He's
and
like,
the
but that's not the sim
consistency,
model.
and the respect.
That's
Yeah.
the Lamont. Just do this.
When I used to work, so I used to organize track days, and
Those are the 2 races.
we had instructor days.
They finded me with this Jim Busby, and he said the Kramer brothers
So you could
are
have
looking for
at
2
least 2 hours
drivers.
with an instructor.
They signed me
a
up.
day, and time to practice.
Would
was
you
like
like to go to
met
Lamont?
many people on the track as well, and progress that people are making
Oh, yeah.
is amazing.
Just, you know, fall apart.
And then I tried to show my work with an instructor, and I got the car so deep in the mud that I had
2
to try.
professional races.
So it's just-
Porsche specific, and I'm a turbocharged Porsche.
She was just like, oh, you can do that fast. Yeah, no, I cannot.
The second,
But no, that's great. Every truck
So now I'm going to Lamont's France moving forward. I haven't even graduated from USC yet, so I missed the graduation. My cat's not in the air, and I hope to crack my left fly into the forest at
Oh yeah, I couldn't been told how to do it and so on. You break the toes and so on. So it's just it's a learning
before
path.
the chicanes and my first practice lap there. Then as you know, Lamont's gets dark wet later. It's a shorter nighttime driving school, 11 o'clock night. And my first lap there, full speed, Crown Road, all the loss on without.
Yeah, I think that's the
speed bump.
first thing is that
And I
is
came in, and I
learning
had,
to drive, of course.
I guess my eyes are about the
I'm
size
still missing
of
the
a
fact
coffee
that
cup.
I
He
cannot
said, close the door.
measure
He
it.
said, let's talk about this.
My French is my ass is moving faster than my feet.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because since the car moves like that, but to learn the tracks, learn different cars, learn different tires and so on.
Heelys and stuff going around Camden.
What speed do you think you went?
I know I was knocking on 200, qualifying speed, because that's when you drop them and clean them up
It still looks
aerodynamically.
flat. It looks
I
like
think
you
it
don't
was
get the
200
elevation.
to
There's only certain simulators
And,
that can do elevation really, really
some
well.
guys
This is
will
one,
off on 270,
the R
that's
factor
an actual number.
on a set of
But
courses.
every lap will
So
24
if I
hours
run
if you
the
run
plan,
a mile to boost
in a
because
set of
you
courses,
want
it's
to.
exactly like you do. And I throw the car exactly
lap
like I need it to.
you
It's
come
just,
in
it's
for
fantastic.
fuel,
Yeah, because you know where you need to brake and so on. Because cars don't really know the weight.
the Kramer brothers were a 3-car effort.
It's important to learn that.
One had all
But then
American.
on the track,
It was all California.
you rediscover something different.
And we were the only club that did it. I'm not most, I just want to tell you
A friend of
something.
mine told me
The
that
respect we've been responsible to race cars. It isn't looking good at stoplights, it's driving them with absolute.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And if you've got that in when you're a kid, if you've got that
Yeah.
God-given gift or that skill set, go for it, but be responsible.
How the compression is going on,
It's working.
engine braking.
And, that was my first year.
We do a lot of
Then
track
40
courses,
years
at
ago,
least down where we are.
1984, I went back
Sometimes
again,
we'll
and
run
we
it
were
as well,
first.
like literally the
third.
the same thing. I remember a conversation with an instructor at one track, and like, there is a
Means the
seam
world
that
me
you
to be
ask
here
for,
right
you see it
now
every time we come around
to
here,
see
and it
new
upsets my
friends,
suspension.
old friends.
Well, he's like, "Shit, I don't know, what
The
are you talking
ACO
about?" I'm
USA,
like,
I've
let's
been
go walk
part
the
of,
track.
you know,
So we
little
walk the track, we're
graduated,
talking, we're going around, and I just stop.
Lamont
because
is, as
I'll be
Busby
damned if
said,
there
and
isn't
I
a seam
said,
in the asphalt.
sign
He's like,
off
I've
on
been
this.
telling you. He's like,
Lamont
it's
is
wider than
the
it looks, it's
race.
like 6 inches. You hit it, and the
race.
car just like, it doesn't like it.
It's helped me in my
But he's like, I wouldn't have
personal
seen
life,
that for the car, you
Ford,
can't, you're going
Ferrari,
too fast. But he's like,
some of these other.
you know, being here, walking it, maybe
Road racing is
stuff.
very,
So many
it's
techniques.
not the
Yes.
blast and drag
More
racing.
than a lifetime of
Yeah,
professional
too, but this
drivers
is
to learn that. So.
Yeah, right.
man, machine, woman.
Well, I wanted to do rally, but that wasn't possible in the
No
United
matter
States, not when I
what.
was a kid. Now
Yeah,
this is getting easier.
it's more of a European thing.
Yeah.
Good,
We had a small rally.
good luck and fortune to you. The cars are more reliable now. When I started, you had a couple of drivers who
Stripped
were
down,
nice,
Yeah.
road
crisp,
cage,
shifting
after
hard.
as
I've done many races, one in
Which
the
was
Florida
one
with
of
the
the-
Camel race,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the drivers, because out of all the drivers I ever had to go, can't really hear them.
I grew up in
And they
the
were
Greek era,
fast
so.
guys that you know, of. You gotta be
now you see
checking
really
these
cars
cars
coming back into the street
and
race.
really go.
Yes.
Then you got something left at the end of the race.
My nose
A lot of these guys come in at 18 hours and go, oh, God, I knew it was gonna happen. I always wanted that length.
I just
Hopefully, I just pray to God it was
it's not fun anymore.
tremendous people I've driven with before. So
Yeah.
that's sort of
And they're monsters, yeah.
You can find that.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much.
Supposed to be.
Stay with us. Not everyone's already tonight.
Well, not
So,
only that,
I will say, David
there's
mentioned
always
it
that
earlier.
debate as to whether or not the.
I would, if you're into racing,
Technology makes them better than
you
the old.
suffer from insomnia,
Yari
the
Montilato,
24-hour Le Mans is a great event to go to.
he took his dad's to go.
It is,
And he set a time.
my wife Cindy and I went last year. It was the 100th running, 100th anniversary of the start. There were 330,000 people there. I felt like we waited behind each and every one of them for something during the time we were there. We actually have a very good friend that lives in Le Mans. He's the official artist for the ACO, so we were there for 10 days. So we got sort of, we went in the shallow end before we got to the deep end. It is quite an experience.
Yeah, I
And then the
remember that.
RS3 was as fast
You
as
can go around, you can walk go around seeing some of the legendary parts of the track.
and the
I will say that I ventured out to Tetra Rouge early in the morning.
take it away from the web.
And what was special last year was the Camaro, the
Let
Garage
everything,
56
you don't touch
project, the
that.
Camaro. Tetra Rouge is the last turn before they go on to the North Sound Straight. And you could hear that Camaro coming from a long way off.
You know the
And
story.
what was happening was it was coming up the straight, and any of the prototype cars would go through under the Dunlop Bridge as you see on the TV. They all had to end up behind the Camaro while they went through those curves. So as it came over Tetra Rouge, the Camaro was up front with a whole line of prototypes ready to get back. It held its own until about the very famous line of trees, and then the prototypes went. But it seems like, fan favorites at Le Mans for decades, even going back to the Cunningham days in the 50s, allowed big American cars. But certainly, so the ACO Club, the organization they have two hospitality facilities there. One's right at Dunlop Bridge, and the other one they've got on start and finish straight. But they all work. So anyway, we're now going to transition and ask a very special guest to come up and join us. So Rick, I'm going to borrow your mic. Stay where you are.
I mean, there are some specs.
Andrew Robertson, come on down. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully today we're going to share with you some information about this lady, her late husband, and their exploits at Le Mans, which for a lot, when you look at Ford and GTs at Le Mans, most of us know, if you're into cars, you know the 60s. You know the legacy of Ford before 66 when they tried and weren't successful. The Ford versus Ferrari movie, was great. If you're a hardcore motorsports fan, you're probably critical of some of the areas. But the truth of the matter
So
is
when we
that
did the
that
official
period
time
of motor
trial,
racing for a
I
lot of
said
the
before
public.
the BMW, and then we did the BMW.
The victory in 66, 67, by factory, and then 68, 69 by the John Wyatt team, with a double winner in Jackie Hicks. So, and then everyone talked about 2016, Ford's return, the big fanfare, the factory's coming back, can they win again on their 50th anniversary? But what got overlooked is 5 years before the factory return, a very small Georgia-based privateer team took the Ford GT and went to Le Mans and achieved a number of milestone accomplishments. First of all, they podium finished. Husband and wife, David and Andrea, along with co-driver David Murray, in a entirely privately funded, no factory support, against a lot of factory support in their class. They finished on the podium. First husband and wife, I think the only husband and wife to participate in the race's history. Andrea was the first lady to stand on the podium at Le Mans since 1931. They won on their wedding anniversary day. So I don't know whose present it was to who, David to you, to David. So all told, it's a phenomenal accomplishment. But let's back up a little bit, because as much as Rick started when he was quite young, you were a little late bloomer in racing. And if I read it rightly, not far from here, you had some, back in 2005 at Waterford. So just give us a quick overview. How did you get behind the wheel of a racing car?
And I hope they do something, because the other thing is they have the
Well,
van wall.
I started as a teenager drag racing, unbeknownst to my parents. My first car was a 69 Plymouth Roadrunner,
But what's
and
funny is when you run against the
I still have a 69 and a half,
why can't I keep
and
it?
a 70 Superbird, so
very
those
strange
are
the way
my muscle cars. They go to
high balance of
446
performance,
barrels, so
but in reality,
those are my
the
babies
van
at
runs
home.
at 5 speed.
So I did that, and then in
Like it
1999,
has like a
my
really
husband
tight
decided we were
center gear
going to
ratio.
go
Then
racing.
at the top it
So we
falls.
started at Waterford Hills, and we started in
those
the
two,
Spec Racer Ford, and we shared it. And I was like, okay, this is fun. And the next year, I kept the Spec Racer. He wanted to go into Formula Ford, which was too big for him. But we did it. I won a couple of championships.
The LMP2s are all the same.
Then he decided we were going to go into the big four cars. So we got a couple, we got a Pinos, and we
They're
did
elite
Pinos,
shades,
and we were SCCA, and we ran SCCA.
So we figured we'll just pick an
I did the Spec Racer. He won, he went, I think it was in 2005, the runoffs at Mid-Ohio. And then we ended up like out of Pinos too, and he decided we were going to go racing in the American Le Mans series. And sometimes I roll my eyes and say, boys, what things do you want to get us into? But we did it. We ran in the American Le Mans series, and the first year at Pinos, we
No, thank you.
not a good
Congratulations.
car.
Thank you.
And we ended up parking it, and we were hunting around, we looked at.
Hey, what about it? You've been. William's back. You've been here a bunch of times. Tell us about it.
Yeah, you can see my ugly bug again. It's a cool hat. Look at that. Nice bucket. It looks like it's reversible too. So look at that. So it depends on where you're feeling that day, how you want to do it. But look it up. You getting on here yet?
I would love to.
All right. Could you see what you could win? See, they really get into too much detail.
Hey, folks.
I'll be back.
One more round of applause, please, for our legends today, please. Within 24 hours of
If you want to go straight into it, you can.
So while he's doing that, check out the bucket hat. If you go to the M1 Concourse website, they got a bunch of cool swag. So
Mazda
check
is
it
the
out.
correct answer. Thank you. We'll get your prize here in just a moment.
The leader, Brendan Harley, is going to jig into the mix within a lap or two as well. So that will also send
All right, everyone. So if you're watching, why are you squatting down? What are you doing? I'm getting eye to eye with the camera. So, and I'm shrinking, because I've been standing all day. So I'm gonna get down to eye level. Tommy's still in the lead. So we got probably about another 40 minutes, half hour to go, and whatnot. So someone's got to step up. It's getting there. They're all under 4 minutes, so it's getting good.
Yeah. William's going to get everybody. William's going to keep us honest. You want to corral some cats? Yeah.
It looks like he's sort of built. But as you
Hey, you want to corral some cats? You want to keep us honest?
Yeah, I don't trust him.
No kidding. You can't trust the boss.
Yeah. Well, you gotta let him.
No, I got to kick his ass.
What do you want to do?
No, I was going to say, tell people we're doing a shootout. They want to see people run the sim one last time. We're going to cars that we don't know.
Yeah.
All right, we're having a little shootout on the sim. Watch.
Thank you, guys.
Two people left. Good luck.
So yeah, we're gonna do a little shootout against each other. Just going to relapse shootout.
All right. Well,
That was a great.
You're gonna have to tell us when to start.
It's time based on how to be dead.
Well, he's got to start his basically at the same time. Yeah, I'm loading.
Tires.
I'm leaving it whatever it's got.
Where was it? Well, if you're gonna go green, I'm gonna go green.
Yeah, yeah.
What was it in?
We get kicked out at 4? Just 5. 5? Okay. I wasn't sure.
But I'm not
I heard some people
I won't
saying
kick
4.
you out. You can go at all.
I heard somewhere like 4 o'clock. I'm like, I don't know what I mean.
5.
Alright, I'm at the pit box. Let me know when you guys are ready.
They're going to go head to head. Well, I say next night.
We love shootouts in cars that we don't know. We don't know if they do. You keep us honest because we
I wasn't watching the
Ah, I see what's going on. I just said send it.
I had to get it the same as his setup. He's got all the manuals.
Hold on. Dude, my session has already lost 2 minutes. You know when you're
Same situation as last time, isn't it? Part of the track's dry.
Okay, I'm loaded.
All right, hold on. Ready? All right, you ready?
Yeah, start driving.
Hold on.
Wait.
Mine's at 14:56.
Ready?
Yeah.
And go.
That's pit limiter. Yeah. First lap is a throwaway.
Don't go 4 days till the race is over.
I'm gonna pit after the first lap.
I'll just make this go fast. Not much to do a lap. Instead, it'd be about almost 10 minutes.
He goes straight back into the car, straight into the rain again, but at least he knows what he's doing. Straight back into full stress. Yes. Very bad because he was putting in the car. That's all right. Yeah, it is. Well, you talk engine that car, it's a lot heavier than it was before. This is what has been predicted for days, and it's finally done. So they've got the wet tires. So it could be they got super lucky earlier on or made the right call, but they might have made the wrong call this time. What we might also start seeing now more people going off the road because depending on your level of bravery.
Oh, I got 6 speeds.
It was Nielsen now on slips. Increasingly not ready. So number 2, when that fueling stops, yeah, I think they're going to put the rest on. Okay, so number 2, let's see, and unfortunately as well, the advance is number 6 and number 4.
What's out? That doesn't count.
Pure timing, isn't it? It's literally 5 minutes difference, and you know, you've not quite called it right. Yeah, slows it. I mean, that helps Nicholas Nielsen to stay on slick tires. Yeah, because then he's not going to lose time through that zone to the wet short tire, cars. But when he's going slower, he's not getting heat into the truck. That is a big thing. You're right there. If it's supposed to be water, you've got a hot tire on, actually it's sometimes not too bad. But you go out on a cold tire, or have to go to slow zone, or take more, and get cold, it can cost you then 20 things out of the So we've got that much to do with stresses. And we understand the rate of responding factors. Allegedly. Right, here's the thing anyway, that's the rest leader. Yeah, is it? Right. I'm leaving it here. Getting warm in here. There's no stress, you don't need to worry about
The first thing you learn as a racer. It's his tire compound, but is he on softs? Don't push, don't push.
I enjoy a lot. That was my first tip. I have a bit of pressure, but I feel good with the car. We are not the fastest on the track, unfortunately, but we have a good pace. We are quite constant. Also with the used tire, we can keep the pace, and the car keep the good feedback. Also the fast part. Also, this condition that is a little bit more head like this, but it's good. We are very happy until now because anyway.
Oh, that was terrible.
This was the now is a little bit early for understanding. Looks like that the force is very strong, but we are
First push.
You've been to Le Mans before, obviously, but how is this one for you as a rookie in the 24 hours of Le Mans?
It's great. It's a great feeling because it's a special race. It's a special track. You have a lot of different cars on the track, so you have to manage a lot of things. And also, you start when you drive.
I have to have you look at something later.
It's a race.
Boxes, checks, maybe you can. Me and Mark,
Judgment from Ferrari, and this time, well, to be fair to them, he was the first of the front cars to pick during that race up, and they just didn't quite forecast how. But then again, we're going to get to the end of the stint. If he stays out and it dries, you might see him come back, and those cars or wet tires need to stop.
There's quite a lot more rain in a lot of places. But then at that pitch, it's just
last lap was 4:27, so slips on the wet road is about a minute a lap slower than the absolute fastest lap. Well, there you go. Pit stop is done in that time, right? Yeah. What we saw earlier, the teams and cars did lose that time.
Like, I watched the race.
This could be watching, the point where we lose the race. This is the other Ferrari that also wants it and is hemorrhaging places at time. So the moment both of the passenger Ferraris could see real trouble.
It helps them. Yeah. That helps. Weird because it's sitting at course across the front of the car. Right.
Yeah. Ferrari in, and that's 51, isn't it? So, 51 is in. Antonio Giovinazzi is in.
This is looking at the power and the weight to see like what they have to do also.
Genius idea that they're going to do. So, the obvious answer is right.
Yeah, we have a whole view where you see like this on the side. Yeah.
So when did you stop anyway? Those were like 9 as far as I can see. So that's 2 soon, by that 3 laps, 12 laps per stint is what they should be targeting. But obviously it's medium, okay, so if you put soft on, the wear goes away, it's kind of halfway house for a few laps, and then hopefully the rain's not going to last for much longer, you might be okay. They're convinced, aren't they? I mean, I guess on the radio they're talking to Nicholas Nielsen saying, it's okay, man, it's okay, just like last time, just survive, dry out. Slightly different for the 51 car. Same difference really. Really, they should have just called it early and split the strategy, as you said. Get one car on wets, one on slicks. yellow flag marshals post 26, which is Arnage. We're running on board here with Robert Cruiser, and he's on wax. And there's a lot more commitment, understandably, and he's able to push a lot more in this car than we've seen in the factory Ferraris on their slick rubber. There's a yellow at 17 mark post now, and it's been removed with Arnage. So everyone up here has got away with it. But this is where Robert Cruiser needs to make the most of the wet tires on the wet road, try and stretch that gap. And to put a lap on that other Ferrari in front of the regular zone. Well, yeah, this is thinking what is it?
At the moment your pace looks good. At the moment your pace looks good. 51 in front of you, just exited pits on new softs.
We're copy.
Car 51 in front, just exited the pits on new softs.
So that car who just overtaken them was on new softs. So warm wet versus cold new softs advantage west. Yeah, it is at the moment. I mean, I guess it doesn't really get that far away cold. But storm past you, but he's put a lap on it. You know, the risk of it, like, got more risk. It's got more number 60, which is the Lamborghini that charges the wall. That's a big hit. And that's done some front damage to the Lamborghini, and it was Claudio Schiavone, part of the Alex packagement, that was bit of a wheel of it, and full course yellow is cool for us our second one, isn't it? And so 2209, full course yellow for number 60. Oh! He was done up on the right, wasn't it? Yes.
You should have a lot of steam to that. I do wonder if the sort of radiators at that end of the right of the car will just pops of
I was up a second. You own that, baby. You own that, baby. Second. It's right. They get you on that last, quarter mile. Winner! Oh, man. Here's your hand. I mean, you can go faster in practice.
What did you get?
I said 2 seconds faster.
I was
352.67, and I was
Then
up.
I would have been at a 350.
Oh, yeah, you were up I was up a second. I was up about a second than that.
Because once I was like, I gotta drive this scale like I'm in the snow. In two, I gotta be one gear down from the LMP1 cars.
But you didn't. But you didn't. So, pull the Porsche. Pull the Porsche. Are you still live streaming?
Yeah.
So, I got Eric this time. But I know he's fast, so.
I must have had you.
Almost.
It took me a go with
I mean, that sounds very Fast and Furious. Almost had you.
You want to go get? You want to go get? Well, they said 5 actually.
What did they say?
But it is clear.
Well, let's see if we can get, because he wanted to get on it.
Yeah, get him on there. There's always more time on the board. Always more time.
also negates the fact that he's on the wrong tyre situation. He'll be sitting there now thinking that this is fantastic. Because the full course yellow is better than the tyre. Correct.
Actually,
You're right, yeah. It's just taking the wet soft plastics on. There was a touch. Yeah. There was a touch with the pizza. Safety car of the race. First safety car running of this year. I was watching the safety cars.
Watch up to the point where he went over to one time.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No one do that shit with the crowd.
This now is really interesting. We went that last day and now it's back. Yeah. More recently, the last time we were last. So it's a good reflection of the race. We'll see how it all works out.
I like these things.
Maybe.